Hey everybody, Ryan Kennedy here again. Going to give you another tournament recap from my last tournament. Anyway, as most of you probably know from my previous videos, I fished the Walmart FLW BFL Bulldog division. I currently fished as a co-angler, and we just finished up our third event of the season on Lake Sinclair down towards Milledgeville, Georgia. And it was a interesting tournament as far as practicing the tournament goes, but just really wanted to give you guys an update and let you know what was happening down there. So as far as practice went for that tournament, it was actually kind of confusing. We had a shad spawn during the weekdays when I was down there practicing that actually shut off on tournament day. And as far as what was working there in that shad spawn, when I was targeting it, I was hitting concrete seawalls, riprap, and also some wooden seawalls that were on a point, just kind of out in front of spawning pockets. But I'll show you the lures that were really helping me catch those fish. So first off, I got an all-white spinnerbait with a hologram blade on it. It's got like a kind of a bait fish sticker on it. Strike King makes this, and it's in a 3/8 ounce. I have a trailer hook on this one, but as far as how they were hitting, every single fish had the main hook in his mouth, so it really, not sure if it really made that much of a difference, but never hurts to have one on there. So anyway, all white spinnerbait right there made by Strike King. That was one of my spinnerbaits. And I had another spinnerbait that they were hitting on as well. After the wind got up, I would target the windy laydowns and stuff like that. So as far as that went, it was another Strike King spinnerbait in 3/8 ounce. And this one actually has 2 Indiana blades on it. And for those of you who don't know, here's a quick little lesson. Indiana blade is kind of like a mix of a Colorado blade and a willow leaf blade. A willow leaf is like this long, skinny one here, and that's better for your fast retrieves. And then you've got your Colorados, which are your shorter and more circular ones. But anyway, so as far as the blade goes, those were the combination. Both these spinnerbaits have trailer hooks on them. This one has like a little extended skirt on it, but the main factor on this one was that it was chartreuse sexy shad and not the all white. But anyway, that was it for as far as the spinnerbaits that they would hit. And there was one other lure that was actually hitting super early in the morning, and that was an Excalibur Zell pop. This popper was great for around the seawalls. You know, it really wasn't explosive blow-ups on it, but it was definitely, they would suck it in enough to where you could get those fish in. I'll show you what I was throwing that on. Let's see here. Throwing it on this Shimano Celis with an Akuma Helios reel. I was throwing it on spider wire, 14-pound monofilament line. It's a great line, and that stretch in the monofilament, and since it floats, really just helped the action of the top water and helped me not to jerk the hooks away from those fish. But there's a closer look at it. It's kind of, I mean, it's a pretty natural shad pattern. Besides, I mean, it was kind of dirtier water, so that all white bottom really helped. But the feathered tail also just gives it that better presentation. But anyway, that was it as far as the popper. So let's keep moving. So as the day got on and the sun got higher, the fish kind of shut off on that shad spawn and stuff because that was happening super early in the morning. So after that, it was straight to the bottom. And as far as those lures that were working in practice, definitely had this blue sapphire Zoom baby brush hog, and that really helped for around the laydowns and points and stuff. But other than that, it was definitely the lizard bite, and for that I was using Junebug and Junebug with red flake as far as the lizards go. It was the 6-inch model made by Zoom. Throwing that on a 3/0 Gamakatsu offset hook with a Strike King Tour grade 3/16 ounce tungsten bullet weight. So that's really what I went to during the practice time, but really started opening up more towards the tournament time. And I did catch one more different fish on a different lure in practice, and that was right here. It was a Strike King Hack Attack jig. It was the 1/2 ounce model, and I had a trailer on it with it was the Strike King Rage Tail crawl and green pumpkin. So anyway, after practice, obviously the tournament day rolled around, and we started running up the Oconee River. Is just about as far as you can go, and that's some pretty muddy water up there. As far as the start of the morning, I did not catch a fish on the spinnerbait or popper right here that was working in practice. They wouldn't hit it on that tournament day. The shad spawn, there really wasn't anything happening up there. I did most of my practice in a different part of the lake, but you know, just had to adjust. So immediately I guess we probably fished the shad spawn for maybe 30 minutes just to see if we could get something happening. But then it was straight to the bottom and we started off flipping mainly though. And as far as that goes, my main flipping weapon, excuse me just a second, got a little twist here. Anyways, so there we go. My main flipping weapon for that was right here. I had the Big Bite Baits swimming crawl and June bug red as well. And the hook I was flipping it on was a laser trocar 4/0 TK130 flipping hook. The great thing about this hook is that it's a 3-sided point. You really get good penetration on the mouth of this fish, and really helps you stick them and keep them hooked up anyways. I had a bobber stop on it just to kind of keep the weight pegged, not to get wrapped around the dock post or anything or in the cover. That's what the rigged up portion looks like. I was throwing this on Seagar Red Label 17-pound fluorocarbon, and that really helped me winch those fish out of there. But I was throwing that on this 7.6 heavy action Duck It Micro Magic rod. So we covered that, and as far as other lures go that I was flipping and just kind of fishing where my angler wasn't throwing, was my lizard. The lizard caught most of my fish on tournament day. Again, like I said before, it was in the June bug red color, and it was a 6-inch lizard with a 3/16 ounce weight, and I told you the 3/8 worm hook by Gamakatsu. I was throwing this on Seagar Red Label 15-pound Red Label fluorocarbon, matched up on a loose speed spool and Abu Garcia Veritas 7-foot medium heavy. Nice thing about the medium heavy, lots of people like to fish Texas rigs on mediums. I don't think you can get that good of a hook set on a medium. I definitely like the medium heavy as far as Texas rig fishing goes. So as far as the tournament day went down, I was, after it was getting towards the end of the day, closer to weigh-in, I really needed to finish my limit and start culling a couple times because it was tough. It was a pretty tough bite after we got out there on tournament day. So I had to whip out the old shaky head, just as I always keep one tied on, and never hurts to have one tied on. Lots of people don't like to throw it because it is a shaky head. It's slower fishing, but it gets the job done. So as far as my shaky head, I was throwing a War Eagle 3/16 ounce head. It really didn't matter on the color, it didn't seem like, because when I had one on, I mean, War Eagle makes a green pumpkin, a black, and a brown. Get you a closer look at those. In the clear water, up at Lake Lanier where I fish most of the time, lots of times the fish will key on better on the head color just to even refine your pattern even more. Usually that doesn't make a huge difference, but sometimes it can make that subtle difference. But anyway, I had that rigged on the Zoom Trickworm and June bug with red flake, and that really got it done towards the end of the day, fishing in deeper water and on the cove. Got my last cull on this one, which really boosted my weight a little bit. Wasn't a huge weight, but definitely got rid of one of my smaller fish. So besides that, really, I mean, didn't do anything with the jig come tournament day. Just, that was strictly in practice, but didn't really get a good chance to throw it. And as far as plastics go, I cannot stress this enough. JJ's Magic. The scent, it drives them nuts. I mean, especially when I'm flipping and stuff, and I've got these Big Bite Baits crawls on here, I would dunk the whole thing in it, besides having some in my bag just to already scent them up, because whatever scent you've got on your hands, I like keeping the JJ's Magic on because it just kind of covers it up. Now this was clear. It's kind of bluish purple now from those June bug worms and lizards, but definitely the clear helped. I didn't use any chartreuse during the tournament. Tried it in practice, but they definitely just like the straight colors dipped in the clear. So besides that, all my plastics were Zoom except for the crawls made by Big Bite Baits and the trailers of the Strike King Rage Tails. Hooks, laser trocar and Gamakatsu, and the line, as far as that went, all the fluorocarbon was Seagar Red Label, and the monofilament was spider wire, and the shaky heads and pretty much that flipping hook. But definitely at the end of the day, my fish were coming off the shaky head, and during the main part of the tournament day, definitely the Texas rig lizard. Got a couple fish off the flipping, but one of those got cold out at the end of the day on the shaky head. So weigh-in time came around. I was really shocked. I was in the third flight. kind of shocked to see the low weights after I got in. I was expecting to see it better. Ended up not doing that bad. I got 13th out of 121. Boosted my standings quite a bit. Now I'm ranked 7th overall, and looking to boost those even more on the next event at Lakeview Follow on June 28th. So hopefully I'll be able to get you guys another report on that tournament and maybe some practice videos. But in the meantime, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to like this video and comment down below, and be sure to hit the subscribe button, guys. Have a great day.